Hey, we have Ernie Fox here, Rob Badhorn, and Ernie, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
We're going to put Probate Fox underneath the Probate Fox and the Lead Fusion under the Lead Fusion, even though we're partners, right? You know, in Probate and Inheritance, want to make sure he gets it right. But you're doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you. We've got some fires here in California today, so that's kind of unfortunate, but otherwise, I'm doing pretty well.
Okay, good. Hopefully, they're not too close to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
And for those following us as well, what you want to do, if you want to make any comments while we're live on the air, go to StreamYard.com. And if you're in Facebook specifically, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. And what that does is allows you to make comments on your Facebook Live as you view it, and then we see it. Otherwise, we don't see your comments, unfortunately, unless you do that. So sorry for those, but that's kind of what everybody announces during these StreamYard broadcasts. So really appreciate it. So now, Ernie, something came up yesterday that I think is a good topic and something that kind of gets overlooked a lot in terms of a strategy with probate and inheritance leads as well. And that is when can someone that files, can you put something under contract even before it gets filed through probate? I guess is the number one question. That came up in one of our viewers yesterday, and you had a great answer to it. And maybe I didn't put it in the same light in terms of the question, but if you can take it from there and let us know, is that even possible, right, to put something under contract that eventually will have to go through probate?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's very much possible. And actually, this is a good strategy that you could use in two different markets. Right. So, because we provide inherited leads and we also provide probate leads, this is something that you can use with both areas. So I'll say probate, first of all, you have when somebody has actually passed away, they have filed their probate, but they at this point, they're only essentially an applicant asking the court to be granted, the role, right? So oftentimes people say, well, I actually don't have the authority to get into contract yet. I can understand where people are coming from, but a way to overcome that is to go ahead and write up a contract. And essentially, this contract is just, subject to them being appointed, the role that they ask the court to be granted, right? So if they ask to be granted the role of executor, administrator, whatever it is, right? It's something that we won't hold them liable for in the event that things don't pan out the way that they expected, and that's fine. Everybody walks away. However, in all honesty, 9 out of 10 times, people usually are going to be appointed. If they've gone this far already in the court process, most of the time they will be appointed. But what's really, really important is that people have this mental commitment, that they've already got into contract with someone, so that if anybody else were to come over and say, hey, sell me your house, well, the response is like, I'm already under contract with someone else. I've already got this taken care of. There's no need for me to really talk to you anymore, right? They may not say all of that out loud, but that's exactly what they're thinking. And so that's what you want out of your sellers. You want your sellers to feel committed already and not to be, to kind of have this behind their back and be on their way to do something else. So very, very good way of getting past that. We've been doing that for a long time, and it's helped a lot of people. On the other hand, we've got these inherited leads, right, which we're so pumped about and so excited. So these are what we would call oftentimes pre-probates. So somebody has died, they haven't gone to the court, they haven't filed anything yet, but we know that pretty much they're in line to take ownership of this property as an heir and to have to eventually go through probate. Well, this is an opportunity for us to be in front of these people and help them with many different sources, which we can go into at another time. So many different tools and ways to help these people. But in terms of getting them committed, again, you can get into a contract and again, you want to be the chosen person that they are going to work with.
Yeah. And some of those resources that you talked about we actually have in other videos that we did on our YouTube channel. So for those that, don't have access to our YouTube channel, this is the longest thing that you could possibly put on this screen in terms of a link and everything. But I'll post it in the comments as well. In terms of that link to it, and I'll post it in the Facebook page as well. So you want to go, a lot of people didn't even know we had probably 15 or 16 videos already on different topics that we mentioned about these tools that we talk about, other things that are happening in the probate world. They're short, videos that you can kind of consume when you need to. So definitely go to our subscriber channel on YouTube to go ahead and grab those videos as well. And I know, Ernie, you have stuff on the Probate Fox as well, your website. I was just talking with a customer, and he's gone through all your videos already because he was kind of soaking those up as well. So, and you'll see some of that content on both of the channels, but definitely it's there available for you. If you're in a jam, definitely hit up our YouTube channel because we have some answers there for you. Now, we are not legal guys. We're not attorneys or anything like that. Every state is different. Every county is different, right? So you may not be able to do the strategy in your county or your state. However, what we've seen in general, you can definitely do this. And Ernie, you were talking about inheritance lead. So why is an inheritance lead sometimes the precursor to a probate lead? Can you explain that whole dynamic?
Yeah, I mean, well, essentially, someone has died, and now the relatives, the heirs of the deceased, sure, they're going to go through a process of mourning, but they're going to get to a point where a house is something that they have to deal with. The passing of the loved one, it absolutely hurts, but the house, it's something that has to, just be dealt with. And so, really, the only way to transfer title to a property, if this property was not in a trust, a living trust, it would be for them to go ahead and open up a probate. And so, these are the leads that you're capturing as a subscriber to Lead Fusion. You're actually capturing these files before they're even in court. So you're essentially, if you do this right strategically, you're walking alongside of people all the way to the attorney's office, so to speak, all the way to the court, all the way to the filing. You're essentially there, and so before anybody even talks to them. So it's a great strategy, and it's a great way not only to position yourself in front of, opportunity and wealth, but it's a great way to put yourself in front of somebody who really needs your service. A lot of these people don't know who to go out and hire, who's a good attorney, who's not a good attorney. It's your job as a real estate professional to put these professionals in front of them. So that's what I love about it. If it's a property that was prepared and placed into a trust via estate planning, fantastic. We get those as well because that's what an inherited lead is as well. So we identify, at the end of the day, everybody and anybody who has died who does have real estate, and essentially, your job will then to come in and help them liquidate that asset.
Yeah, and the nice thing about our particular leads is that you do get the person that passed away, the phone numbers, the emails, and people say, wow, why would you get the phone number of the deceased person? But typically it's a relative or an heir that's picking it up, right? Typically the person that's going to be probably the PR, right? Or the executor, the personal representative of the executor. And sorry to use analogy or terminology that people may not understand yet. And then the relatives, right? Everything is fully skip traced. So you get the inheritance leads, and then really the next step is you also get the probate leads because you want that executor's name, right? You want the personal representative's name. So even though you might be getting early in, some of the ones that maybe you missed throughout that process, you'll definitely scoop up with the probate leads as well. So it's really important to get both of those. And then the inheritance also gives you that other side that don't go through probate, right? That have a trust or something set up from that standpoint. All right. Anything else, Ernie, you want to mention on the video today?
Yeah, no, I think we've covered it all. So I just say for everybody to have a great weekend, and I'm excited for those that are going to put these strategies into action.
Yeah, same here. Everybody have a great weekend and stay safe, of course, with COVID and the fires out in California and everything else going on. Definitely stay safe, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Ernie, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Sounds great. We'll talk then.
All right.